Good morning. Today I'll be doing a review of the Skynice Bluetooth headset. First of all, you're hearing me through my laptop speakers, and I'd like to check and see what it's like if I can switch from my speakers from my laptop to the actual microphone on the headset. All right, you're now listening to me using the microphones on this headset. Let me tell you a little bit about these. I really like them when it comes to listening to music. They've got a great full sound, deep bass, great to listen to music. A couple things that are a concern is the latency is an issue. Latency is the delay that you have between what you're watching and what you're hearing. So if you're watching a movie with these, the lips don't quite match up with what they're saying. It's not bad, it's just slight, but if you really want that true effect, you need to do one of two things. You need to either use wired headset to watch videos, or you need to spend a lot more money on a wireless device that is going to deal with that latency issue. Not bad. It doesn't bother me too badly when I'm watching it, but I do really enjoy listening to music with it. A couple other dilemmas for this would be getting them out of the case. It is extremely difficult to get them out of the case. They have a magnet that holds them in there, which is good, but there isn't enough spaces to get your fingers around to pull them out. I would really be concerned about dropping them. Anyway, it's frustrating to get them out of the case. Another little detail about these that bother me is they have little ear hooks. Now the ear hooks are there so that they won't fall out of your head when you're jogging and doing exercise, etc. And that works. That is actually helpful. But they cause my ears to hurt. And so number one is I don't use the ear hooks. And then of course they fall out more easily. Or I do use the ear hooks and they cause my ears to hurt after a while. A couple other details is the range is about 13 meters. So you can only get about 13 meters away from the device that you're connected to. Some devices would have a stronger signal than others, for instance, but I compared these consistently with some other headsets that I was reviewing. And 13 was on the lower end, but you know, if you're connected to your phone and your phone's in your pocket, it's not an issue. The real issue is if you're connecting to your laptop and you walk away from it, or you leave your phone on the table and you walk away from it. After 13 meters, you're going to have your signal start to break up. A couple other details for this is the microphone. You're listening to the microphone right now. Hopefully it's pretty good. It's not as good as some of the others. I need to test it more, quite frankly. I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to return these or not, because it has some pros and it has some cons, and I'm going back and forth as to whether it's worth returning. You know how that can be frustrating to go through the return process. But the biggest thing that is causing me problems with these is they do not consistently connect to my laptop. They pair just fine. That all works, but then when you want to reconnect them, it sometimes is a 5-minute chore, and nobody has 5 minutes to get their headsets to connect to their laptop. That's just frustrating. Interestingly enough, they seem to connect just fine with my Samsung phone. Back and forth between different headsets seems to be fine with the phone, but not with the laptop. So that's the biggest concern, that's the biggest frustration. In the advertisement, it talks about what it's compatible with, and that probably is the real issue that I'm dealing with, is the fact that it's compatible with my Samsung phone, but it's not easily compatible with my laptop. So it kind of depends on what device you're going to really want to pair it with. I didn't have any problems with the other devices I've been testing. getting them to pair with my laptop. So this one was kind of a standout in that regard. And because I've been wanting to use it with my laptop, that's been a consistent problem. The microphone seems to be okay, but it does have some background, you know, the buzzing and so forth that you can hear. It doesn't have as good noise cancellation, maybe, is the word that I want to communicate to you here. And so I've been on a phone call with people, and they're like, well, I can't really hear you. And I've had to switch off of my Bluetooth, and that's frustrating. That's the whole point that I got these. So there's just one thing after another that isn't quite right, but I love the sound. If you're listening to music with them, they're great. I love that part. The battery on these is good. I haven't had any problems with it running out on me. It's got a nice case that you can put them in and get them recharged if you're away from home. It only takes about an hour to get them recharged. And so it does a nice job with that. The materials are nice. I feel like it looks good, it feels good. The case is compact, so you can throw it in your pocket without a problem, and it seems pretty solid, except the lid on it is translucent. It's some plastic, so you can see through it, so you can see whether they're charging, etc. But it's flimsy and cheap in terms of the lid. Also, one of the problems with these is they're magnetized when you put them in the case so that they'll charge, but they don't always seem like they have a great connection, and sometimes I have to press down on them to make sure that they're connected and recharging. I haven't had that problem with others. A positive detail about these is they have some touch controls, and those are very workable. They respond well to, you know, take a call, cancel a call, pause music, play music. So those details are nice. So it's a mixed bag for this set. $20, so very affordable. So I'm very pleased in some regards, but in others, they're just not quite hitting it.
One of the dilemmas for these Bluetooth headsets is the fact that if they come disconnected from your device, maybe you got too far away from the device, maybe there was a glitch or battery issue, you have to have the case to get them reconnected. So you stick them in the case to kind of turn them off and have them recharge. You can just do it for a second or two, and then you pull it out again, and then it will try to reconnect with your device. But if you're out and about and they disconnect, you're kind of stuck because there isn't a button on it to turn it off and turn it on. I went off in my car once with them in my ears and was doing great. And then I went into a store and they disconnected from my phone because I left my phone in my car. When I came out to my car, there wasn't a way to reconnect them to my phone because they had shut off because they had timed out after 5 minutes or whatever. So then I had to wait until I got home to reconnect them. So that was kind of frustrating. So that's a detail to remember. You got to take the case with you, which I don't like either, but there you have it.
In terms of weight, they're 2.4 ounces, so they're comfortable as long as I'm not using that ear hook. So thanks so much. Have a great day.